Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, come on in. Come on, the victims of a pedophile. Pedophile. All right, come on in, people. Come on in. We got some great show today. Great show today. Great show today. We're not letting up. We're not letting down. Don't care who don't like it. We don't care what they say. We're going to stand on the truth. We're going to tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. That's what we're going to do. Don't care who don't like it. I don't care how many freaks are out here. Think it's okay to touch a little boy or a little girl. Think it's okay. My goodness. We hear people, this is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Some may not like it, and we ask you, hey, if you don't like it, you know you can hit that delete button. We're not mad at nobody. I know I'm not mad at nobody. I didn't know you, some of y'all probably last year around this time. Didn't know you 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. My life was still going on. Y'all already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. This is where you tell the truth. And what? Shame the devil. That's right. We ain't had no pedophiles. We ain't taking up for them and none of that. None of the above. Not Martin Johnson. Not Martin Johnson. I am not going at all. At all. This live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. Come on in, people. Come on, people. Listen, we're gonna learn how to. When we get done with this program today, this is going to be a special program because we're gonna tell the truth and shame the devil on folks. Ain't nobody mad but the devil tonight. All they want to do is entertained by some crime scene. That's it. Crime scene. It's all they want to be entertained. They want to see blood. They want to see blood. Show us more crime scenes. Show us more crime scenes. Show us more blood. Show us. We want to see it. You don't want to see it when it's your relative. Oh, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Some of y'all don't like this type of talk, but I don't care what you don't like. You don't run this platform over here. You better go on keep smoking your dope and drinking your whatever you're drinking. And get off this page, because we're going to tell the truth. You can't control this page. I ain't bought and sold or told, period. Not going to come on here and tell me what to do. Tell you, I love being black. That's right. Everybody's protecting these child molesters. I ain't feeling sorry for no child molester at all. I ain't protecting none of them. Make sure y'all share this video. I ain't playing with these folks here tonight. I promise you tonight. And if you are a victim, please call in tonight. I would love to hear from you. Because see, we're protecting people. We're protecting the perpetrators, but we're not protecting the victims. If you're a victim of molestation or pedophilia, call in tonight. I'll be happy to talk with you. I won't reveal your name at all. At all. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story. And you can tell it right here on Live, Uncut, Unedited. I promise you can tell it. Because, see, folks don't think this is real. They walk around here switching and doing all that, not paying attention to their children. Men around here playing on the basketball court, but not paying attention to their children. And listen, when they get grown, the children tell you, well, you know, so-and-so was playing with me. You know, well, why you didn't tell me? Well, I thought that was your friend. I didn't, you know, come on now, people, talk to me. Come and talk to me. You got a bunch of pedophiles out here in their mind. They haven't latched, they've latched on to each other. Yeah, a pedophile gonna come on this platform and tell me like I'm on trial or something. I ain't touched nobody, little girl, little boy. I ain't the one on trial. Yeah, I'm saying it. People, I'm saying it. I'm telling you. I am not the booty chaser at all. Child chaser. I'm not that. Yeah, for real. This is real talk, boy. That's right. Let me put that phone up. I'm sorry, my brother. I need to put that phone number up. So I need some people to call in. I'm sorry, people. Matter of fact, let me go and do it this way. Yeah. Yeah, because I need to put that phone number up. I need you guys to call in because we need to talk. We need to talk because 899-299. Yeah. Call in number. Yeah, we need to talk, people. Because we're not gonna allow these people come in our community. No. We're not gonna allow that at all. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. I tell you, come on in, people, come on in. Oh, we got a number call. I want a victim to call. That's what I want to call. All right, we're gonna put that number up. Let's see. There go that number right there. I want a victim to call in. Not playing with these folks out here. I need all my YouTube people to share it on YouTube. All my Twitter people, make sure you share and like it when you get on here. All right. This is real, people. We're not finna play no games with these folks out here. JR. Okay.
Has joined.
All right. What's up, Mr. JR?
Hey, Martin.
What's going?
I was just listening to what you was talking about, and I was thinking about how even in my family, in most black communities, certain things like that weren't covered up, right?
Right.
We would protect the person that had did it to us and didn't want them to go to jail and just kept them away from the child, not understanding that the child was destroyed forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, I've seen it so many times in my own family. For years and years, people get older, then they start telling me stories about how uncle was touching them or whoever was touching them. So it's a problem in our community completely. And even with that issue that you've been covering over the last few days, none of us should be protecting that guy.
None of us.
Right. We should be standing up for the victims, and we should be saying that he should not be grooming children. Because that's all he was doing.
That's all he was doing.
Yeah, and so, I commend you for being the one to say that. There were so many people that kind of like tried to straddle the line, and that's not where we should be. I was disappointed in Tyrone Muhammad. I thought that he would have done better than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get wanting to get that brother some help, right?
Right.
But the help might be prison.
Uh-huh.
And so, I just wanted to call in because, I've been listening to this for the last few days, and it's concerning. It's concerning us as black men, us as a community, that we're supporting this guy.
Yeah. And let me tell y'all, people, I am not locking arms with no pedophile. I don't care how many videos he do or y'all want him to do or whatever. It don't make me no different. I'm not locking arms with no pedophile. Trust me. And most of y'all that doing all that talking to supporting this guy, you're not going to leave your son and daughter or your grandson with him. You're not going to do it. But you want somebody else to leave their son and daughter with him. Ain't that something, brother? Ain't that two-faced? That's hypocritical.
Well, what was amazing to me was, Martin, that they began to attack you.
Right. Make me, like I did some child. Yeah.
Yeah. They started attacking you as if though you were the predator.
Right.
And I'm confused. I've never seen anything like it, man. White folks act like that. Right. But that's not how we act.
Yeah.
That's not how we act.
Yeah, they attacking me like the predator. The man went live. They spending 20 minutes on Martin Johnson. Hold on. This live ain't about Martin Johnson. It's about you being transparent with the community. You want to put my name. See, listen, people. I told people a long time ago. Matter of fact, I'm going to dig that video. I keep saying it. I told y'all when I was talking to this crime chaser guy, whatever his name is, Justin Peters. And I told him, I said, if you so-called for the community, won't you take your mask off and introduce yourself to the community? He never did that.
Yeah.
He never did.
Yeah.
I got it on black and white. Documentation beats conversation. For all you mamas with that stinking thinking, and you fathers with that stinking thing, you sick just like him. And anybody that stand with him is sick. Is sick. Period. This is obvious. Go ahead, JR. Go ahead.
I want you to keep doing what you're doing, man, and don't let people crucify you.
Brother, listen. I ain't worried about listen. I've been doing this about 10 years now, man. They've been talking about it every day. Did it look like I fold? I ain't folded yet. I ain't flinch.
No.
I ain't flinch. They can't do nothing to me, brother. Listen, see one thing about this truth here, bro. They said the butt naked truth is going to undress a dressed up lie. They had another deceit. Deceit, brother. I ain't got nothing to hide. Listen, one thing about the truth, you ain't got to rehearse it. I'm standing on truth tonight. That's what I'm standing on. Nothing else. Listen, I'm out of my feelings. I don't care who don't like it. I'm going to tell you the truth. You ain't got to never speak to me. You ain't got to follow me. You can keep on making these fake pages. It ain't going to bother me. Y'all ain't slowing down nothing. I got 200 something. Go ahead. Go, brother.
Well, to me was they tried to make it about you not wanting him to chase crime.
Come on, hold on. When was the last time you heard me say something about? I ain't never said he couldn't chase crime. Only beef that I had with him was two beefs. One, taking my name. Two, you try to accuse me of having another guy to steal your tablet out of your cab. Those are the only two beefs I ever had with him. Nothing else. He don't owe me nothing. Go ahead.
Let me question. Why do you think that these so-called activists is now supporting him?
Well, you know why? Because a lot of them don't like Martin Johnson. Martin Johnson got too big for him. They tell me, oh, he think he Oprah Winfrey, Phil Donald. Who? See, they don't see. The thing is, what I did was I said earlier, when I was crime chasing, so I had got wind that they was gonna go encrypt the lines. So I said, well, I got to find something else to do to be relevant, because after a while, the crime chase is going to be fade out. You ain't going to be able to get there in time. By the time you know what the crime scene is, it's going to be 20 minutes later or let somebody call you. So I said, I got to find some way to be relevant with my community. And that's what I did. I created a podcast. And look at it now. It's growing.
Well, I know there's a lot of them hooked up against you for Ty. What's the other guy's name? I can't think of his name, but J. Maul Green.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot. They ganged up to come at you, and all I can say is stand strong.
Brother, listen. Do it look like I ain't worried? I ain't crying on here. I ain't looking for no sympathy. They ain't never got to speak to me. None of them. None of them.
Yeah.
Any one of them out there, male or female, you ain't never got to say one word to me. But I tell you one thing, you better be careful how you treat the crime chaser. You just might need me. And I don't forget.
Well, here's another thing. I know you know Batai, right?
Yeah.
I want you to think about it.
Yeah.
He claimed to be Muslim, right?
Right.
He claimed to be Muslim, but he's a strong supporter of homosexuality, right?
Woo!
Wow. I mean, think about it. Everybody that he supports is a homosexual, right? And so,
go ahead, bro.
I mean, that's how we got to look at that.
Yeah,
right?
I already know, brother. Listen, I'm with the truth. I'm standing with the truth. That brother there, I ain't heard nothing from him. Well, he don't call me no way. He called himself going off. I ain't never did nothing to the brother. I promise you. I couldn't understand. It must have been some type of hidden or jealousy or deceit on his part. The man filmed me one day, and I called him a snake. So what he did was he cut the live off, took it down, and spliced it and showing the film. But he didn't show that part when I called him a snake. I said, man, I haven't did nothing but help you, man. Help you, film you, and boost you up. And this is the thanks I get from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call him,
man, I appreciate you. See a lot. You've been watching. Somebody, hey, y'all put your phone on mute down there because I hear an echo. Everybody put their phone on mute except Mr. JR. Listen, and Mr. JR, let me just say this to you, bro. Ain't none of them, listen, none of them. I ain't worried about none of them. I ain't asking for no money. I don't need them. Listen, I can love him from a distance, period. And like I said, a friend of Jed is not a friend of mine, period. And one thing about me, if you my friend, I'm not going to allow nobody to come on this platform and dog you out and don't say nothing. You know what I'll tell them? You take that up with the person that you got beef with. You can't do that on here. I've done that many a times. Many a times. Many a times. But these folks so-called my friends and just let people dog me out. Like you said, they play defense, but I see them. But I'm going to call them out when they come on this page. Because listen, it's like God said, choose whom this day who you going to serve. You know, no man can't serve two men. You're going to be for what's right or what's not right. Either or. There's no excuse for us to embrace a pedophile in the community that deceived us. He never introduced himself to the community. He never took his mask off. Nobody knew anything about him.
And not only that, when he came in to give a story, right? He deceived everybody. Girl, right? Why would he do that? If you coming in to tell the truth, why did you come in and tell all the young ladies, right?
Right.
And then the truth comes in, he get on here with these kids.
Yeah, because he was, listen, JR, let's say, ever since I've been reporting on this, you have not heard me say one lie on Justin. Not one lie. Not one lie. I backed up everything I said with facts. Everything what I said with facts. I did not lie. And he had an opportunity to come clean. He couldn't even come clean. He couldn't come clean. Right. He don't respect y'all. He came in the wrong way. Except the Lord build the house. They that labor in vain. Yeah. He told Tyrone that I gave him my blessings. I don't even know that guy. I had a conversation maybe once or twice, and that's it. He don't have my phone number. I don't have his phone number. I never shared none of his videos. You've never seen none of his videos on my page at all. None. But all of a sudden, I'm jealous of him, and he's trying to be like me. He doing everything like me. Everything like me. I'm versatile. Yeah. I don't just chase crime. I do fires, car accidents, community events, protests, basketball games. I'm not limited. I do interviews one-on-one. I'm interviewing. Yeah, I'm interviewing lawyers and doctors. That's what I'm doing. Right. I took my thing to a next level. I'm not just sharing doom and gloom. And I tell you one thing, and I can put this on my life. I ain't out here sleeping with no young girls or no young boys or touching them. I can put that on my life. You better believe that. You better believe that. So, yeah.
Mark, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it that people are getting angry and attacking people for voicing their opinion?
Well, because they're mad, they're guilty. See, like the brother said, in the black community, we so used to sweeping things under the rug. And listen, I'm not standing with no activist, no pedophile that's taken up for this pedophile. I'm just not going to do it, period. I'm letting y'all know my stand. I'm for the victims. That's who I'm supporting, the victims. That's who need help. That's it. I'm not going no other way. And see, I'm glad that this came out this way because I knew it a long time ago. And what it did, it showed me who was really standing with me. It was a lot of people was getting along, go along. And I seen it. I said, oh, you too? You too? You too? Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's why you can't be a friend to everybody. Because you just don't. Sometimes people envy your heart. They oh, you doing good work and all that. But you won't say it publicly. You'll say it in private, though. Right. I had a brother ask me, hold on, sister. I had a brother ask me, hey, man, do you want to have a private meeting with justice? I said, for what? I said, listen, I'm doing whatever I'm doing about justice is in the public. Let everybody else hear. I don't want to have a private meeting for. You didn't want to talk to me when I tried to talk to you. Then you coming with this, man, brother's trying to tie down brother. He's not a brother. No brother of mine is out here is messing with little boys. That's not my brother. He looked like me, but that's not my brother. Period. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, listen, I want to see what some of these activists got to say. They scaling the fence. He making phone calls. Take this post down. Take this down. Negro, you out here reporting, showing young people, dead young people with pistols and guns and all that, and got families looking for you. Now you want somebody to take something down because you've been caught and busted and convicted. I ain't
using your name.
Using my name and clouded off my name, off the integrity of my name. Didn't nobody know who you are. Still people don't know who you are. You a secret. And the only reason why you took your mask off because the news wanted to interview you. You thought you get it made. But see, that same name that you use or title that you use is gonna take you down. And it's taking you down right now. Now you're around here ashamed. Now when people see that brother, they're gonna be clenching their babies, holding their babies. Some of his supporters, they know any one of his supporters would not leave their child unattended with him. They're not gonna do it. They just mad at me because they can't control me because my mouth is big. Period. Whew. Yeah, I got to tell the truth and shame the devil, people. I ain't playing with none of these people. I'm calling.
Yeah. Me out on the post.
Yeah. What you mad at me for? Just mad at me.
All I did was get my opinion.
Yeah. Get mad. Hold on. I asked him, did I lie on him? Now, if I lied on him, y'all, I promise you I'll come right back and say, hey, y'all got it wrong. I'm asking brother, forgive me. Now, I ain't lying on him. For real. Yeah. And they worry about my video, the one I got. I told you what I was going to do with the video. Let the investigation begin. Real talk. He kept that mask on for a reason, people. And now we know. Now we know. But it was mighty strange when he was on that video, he ain't had no mask on.
Because he wants people to disassociate him from the stink.
Yeah.
So they need to see his face. You can say, see, it's me. I didn't do it.
And let me tell y'all something. I've never done a background check on a brother. I really didn't know his full name, whatever. Really didn't care. I've never done it. You know? Now, here's a brother that started crime chasing. Okay, now, if you call here anonymous, I'm not going to take your call. You let your number show. If not, I'm not going to take your call if you call anonymous. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. So you might as well call with your number showing. I'm not doing that tonight at all. I promise y'all, I'm not doing that tonight at all. Yeah, at all. Yeah. I'm telling the truth, people. He can't have a video by himself and just tell the people, hey, y'all, I messed up. I'm going to get me some. He got to have somebody around him. He got to have somebody around him. You know what I'm saying? Man, be a man. Be a man. Be a man. Own up to what you did. Yeah, be a man. Just own up what you did. That's all. We talking about shot time crime chase. I think that's his name. Yeah. Jessica. Yeah.
CCC.
Yeah, CCC.
Chi-Town Crime Chaser. Yeah. CCC. Don't want to leave that out.
And get mad at me. Oh, Martin, you still talking about the yes, I am. Everybody don't know about it. And some of these parents need to be alarmed. I'm protecting victims. I'm not worried about him. I'm protecting victims. And I guarantee you, y'all listen to me. There are some victims out there. And they're going to come forth.
Oh, my God. It's going to be hard for the boys. A lot of boys ain't going to come forward. They're going to.
No, don't even put that in the air. Don't even put that in the air.
I hope they come out.
We're not even going to put that in the air.
You're helping somebody else.
And I'm right. And I know this ain't his first rodeo.
Dr. Davis said it ain't his first rodeo.
I'm going to tell it. They get mad at me because I'm going to tell it. And all the messy folks came over. Yeah, I see all the messy folks came on my live. They ain't never got to watch none of my videos Because like I told him, I'm not following y'all. Y'all follow me. Y'all coming over here trying to see what I got to say. Period.
She said it's not his first rodeo. She should know. She's a medical,
I know it.
Clinical.
Listen, I ain't got none of the education she got, and I know it wasn't his first. What's up, Vice LaRock? What's up, my brother? I know it ain't his first rodeo. Man, yeah, you know that's. Listen, people. The man lied to everybody. He talking about he was so boastful. I'm gonna come back big and strong. Watch me. I mean, he was just like arrogant. I said, man, do he know the serious of the allegations that he have and talking like that? Listen, everybody in the black community ain't stupid and dumb now or incompetent. Trust me. We all are not that at all. Trying to get me to have a meeting with him. I don't want no private meeting with him. I'm done talking. I want to have a meeting with the victims. That's who I want to have a meeting with. So I can walk up to the police station, point right in there, go right on the station right here and file your report. Bring your mama with you. That's who I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about our babies. What you say?
First time, it's just the first time caught.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trying to hide somebody. Yeah, I ain't going for it. Trust me. And I'm mad. I'm standing publicly. I ain't riding no fence. If you riding the fence, you need to leave this live, period. I need some folks that's going to stand and put the word out. He is a pedophile, and he don't need to be serving in our community, especially around our young babies, period.
Yeah, not around children.
Jamont Montgomery.
Yeah. Period. What's up, brother Jay? Come on.
What up, Martin? How you doing? Look, I got a win in the background because I'm happen to be walking outside. I'm on North Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
And everything. So I just want to let you know that I'm gonna walk into a store. I'm gonna walk into this, I believe it's Starbucks or so forth, so I can eliminate some of that sound and everything. But we can go for it.
Go ahead, talk. You sound good on my end. I don't hear no wind in anything.
I don't hear no.
Oh, okay, no problem, man. Look, so I just want to go up back so a bit. So I saw a live by Jedediah Brown.
Mm-hmm.
It was sent to my inbox by a person I won't name.
Okay.
I looked at it and I said, okay, I text the person back. What's this about? Then I viewed the live. Or at least a recording of the live. And Jedediah was defending someone. Okay. I didn't watch it completely because I went back to doing something. But then I did get a chance to watch it. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing, what I was seeing. The individual that I didn't know what was the content of the conversation. Then I speak to the person. They told me what was it about. So I went back and watched it, step by step, not 100% through the hour and maybe 30 minutes of the recording. And I'm seeing them defending someone. And it was so happened to be the Chi-Town crime chase. The young man is on the video. He looks like he's been crying. He looks like his face, he's been exhausted. And they're talking about how we shouldn't throw this man away for something that occurred in his past. And then after further research, I kind of found out he was holding events with children, and he has a background of, something like the How to Catch a Predator. He was charged with one of those things out in the north suburb. After further background check, it occurs that this gentleman likes to have young, underage, or maybe teenage boys and preteens around him. This was too creepy for my own good. I didn't know what to think of it. The video demonstrated that two individuals with names in the community, especially in activist circles, was selling. They were selling forgiveness for someone without proper without properly, informing the community on what has occurred here. And that's a lack of trust. As you stated, he came in the community. Me and you have been, we've been rooted in work. You know what I'm saying? We haven't always agreed with one another,
Right.
but we've been rooted in work. You know what I'm saying? We have been everywhere in the community, from not just police killings to community events, community town hall meetings, to, where it's happening on the streets, dealing and walking up on our brothers and sisters in these streets, telling them, man, they got to stop what they're doing. We have been there, for the last 8, 9, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So a new person came on the scene and they hijack your name. And I understand, I called you up. Remember, I called you up some time ago about that during COVID.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to care to talk about it. So I said, okay, this is some beef. I never paid attention to the young man's video because I knew that I kind of thought it was kind of scandalous that he swiped someone's name. All right. But then, so I never really paid attention. I did not know he was riding around doing this time chasing stuff with a mask on. I did not. I kind of find out sometimes he'll have teenage boys as young as 13, 14 with him along his chases. Now, I this is what I heard. I don't know if it's confirmed. My problem is not necessarily. My problem is, to get to the root of it, is how do someone sell this to the community that no one is to get on his case because we already got on his case. No, wait. It's a gross mistrust. There's something wrong with this picture. You're selling the community someone that needs to be not, I don't want any harm to come to anybody, no this and that, but someone that needs to be evaluated. Someone needs to be, determined to need to go through some therapy. Someone who may have not given up their ways. And I don't understand it. I just don't quite get it how, people will come to learn and maybe trust and put their trust into would turn around and do it to our Black community, is knowing how much we've been hurt. I'm just at a loss of words about it.
Yeah, I feel you on that, brother. Because let me tell you. Let me say this: I'm not the one selling it to the community. I'm working on the behalf of the victims. That's who I'm concerned about.
I agree. We are victims. The community is a victim.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at it that way. Okay, people, they said, remember, there was no victim in the case. No, every time the state charge you something, it's the people versus blank. It's the people versus that. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you that the people is standing up and telling you, hey, you got caught violating the law. Just because they set up a fictitious person, a being under, that appeared to be underage, even though it's fictitious, it was set up in a way that if that person if the young man went over to the person's house that he met online and say that person would exist, there will be a crime committed, like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it in many ways, the people is the victim. Our community is a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the case. We cannot ignore that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me say this, brother. For those of you that's out there think that I'm going to stop doing it, talking about this, you might as well get used to it.
I encourage you. Me and you were talking. I encourage you to keep talking on it. Not just because, and let me make this clear. I'm not saying it because you have an issue of right to grant, something to grant, act to grant that is with this individual. I'm not encouraging that you do this. I'm encouraging that you do it because you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm encouraging you to do this because we need to be protected.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't let, it's time. We're in a very dangerous situation in our history of being in this country called the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? Not to turn toward, we all know the heightened political climate that we're living in right now. It's quite frankly that the black community of Chicago may not be here in the next 25 years because of so much going on. But so we got to fight for every crumb, every nook, and every cranny we get right now, and that means that we got to fight within ourselves to expose those that's harming us. And this can't be the case. You can't sell us creeps. You can't sell me a creep. I'm not gonna bet.
So Martin, I asked him, why do you think that they would support somebody like this? What do you think the motive is?
You answer me that?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna speak to their motives because I don't know their motives. Their motives, as they explained it on their video, was that he's a young leader. I will say that I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they motives, whatever they said their motives is, I don't personally believe it. But I can't speak to it because I don't know what's in their head, what relationship they have. But I will say I just don't believe it.
I agree with him 100%. You can never speak on, this is Dr. Davis, by the way. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Doc.
You can never say what's on a person's mind. Hey, Mr. Johnson. You can't say what's on a person's mind until you really sit down and talk to them. And why they're taking up for him, who knows? But my main thing is this: once a pedophile, always a pedophile. He just so happened to get caught. This is not the first time, and guess what? Even though he got caught, it's not the last time either. Okay? It's not the last time. They have a sexual fantasy for kids. It's a psychiatric disorder, and in which an adult has a sexual fantasy about or engaging in sexual acts with children. And unfortunately, that is a problem. That's a disorder, and he needs to seek some help. Or else we're going to be continue talking about this because he's going to continue to act. And I agree with what the young man said. This is Starbucks. I agree with him 100%. Period.
And I'm also going to say this. Regardless, I don't care if, you know what I'm saying, well, I do care. What I'm concerned about is come out that he got caught. It's come out, though, that incident was not very long ago. It wasn't very long ago. Martin, it was just 2017 we was all protesting at Misha. It almost seemed like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't, it's hard to believe that was, Misha was 2017. That was 7 years ago now, or 6 years ago. So we're still talking about a young man at the age of 30 that happened when he was 23. We've only been aware of this gentleman, I guess, in the last 2 years, 3 years, maybe.
2.
I'm hearing that he's had access to children. Within the demographic, within the gender and demographic that he was pretty much desiring, and how he got arrested. This is sick. You telling me
I believe a new video has surfaced for the last 6 months. So, you know,
this is more than creepy. This is more than creepy. This is more than sick. The people, without knowing who he is, he came in without a background check, and he got in our community and got access to his victim demographics. Come on.
Well, don't you all agree that a big issue is the fact that we got current community leaders supporting this guy? I think that
is the most disturbing of it all.
I agree.
I
don't want to believe it.
I don't know if they don't want to believe it, because I saw I saw the video. I saw the scolding that they pretend, at least, to have given the young gentleman, Justin, if I'm correct. I saw the video, and I'm looking at it. From my standpoint, they played it as if we beat him up. We gave him his ass whooped. Excuse my language if that is not allowed to be said on your podcast. We spanked him. So all hands off of him. Nobody else can question him. We're gonna be going. We took care of this in house. I don't think I don't know if that's the way this works.
Let me answer these questions. Can I answer these questions real quick? Hello, Denise. Someone said there's no cure or remedy for this. It's actually not no cure for pedophiles, but we do therapy with them. We do therapy to try to calm them down from wanting a child. That's what we do, to try to get their mind, change their mind from wanting a child. But there's no therapy. I know plenty of pedophiles. I actually ran a pedophile clinic. Now, if you all don't believe me, ask Mr. Johnson, because he said he did some background check on me yesterday. He looked me up. I am the real deal.
Yeah,
I'm not
I looked
lying
up,
now.
y'all. I looked up. I promise you. Yeah.
He looked me up. He was like, Doc, you are the real deal. So we try our best. Once again, I have 35 clinicians, and we try our best to work with them. But as Denise asked, Wildred, there is actually no cure or remedy for this. We just try to do cognitive behavior therapy with them to get them to change their mind. And he really needs some help. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. When they have that urge, they have that urge. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question? So, please explain to me this. Can you speak to the fact that a person that was arrested, at least, for trying to hook up with someone under this in that victim classification demographic? Can you explain to me the purpose at this time of wanting access to that very demographic to supposedly do community events with? To mentor. Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, you can go for it. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's sick. He has a problem. So he gonna continue. It's an urge that they get. It's like a let's just say, and I don't want to say this to be rude, rape a woman. That's an urge. He has an urge for them. This is not the first time. It's not the second time, and it's not gonna be the last time. That man's gonna continue this behavior. The only problem that I see, and I'm gonna answer this question best of my ability, that's an urge. And he's going to continue this behavior.
So how do you
speak it out there? He's going to keep speaking them out.
So the fact of the matter is that I saw two individuals won't go into it further, attempt to sell the community forgiveness without therapy, without healing, without true accountability. And I'm just at an eye of this. I really am. I'm blown away of it. To be quite frank with you. I mean, it wasn't until Helen another caller came in and blew up the lab a bit by speaking some truth, speaking in regards to some personal communication she had with Jedediah, and said that you said to me personally on the phone call, the boy was guilty as hell. And I saw this on live, and I just thought to myself, what a clown show. What a clown show.
This question, because I like looking at the comments. Can I answer this question? A young lady said, hold on, let me go back to it. Exactly. So why is he there around the kids? That is up to the parents. The parents got to stop allowing their kids to be around him, period.
Yes.
real quick, in that live though, they said, both of them said, an attack on him is an attack on them, right? And basically,
Can you repeat that?
Say that again.
Can you repeat that?
They said an attack on him is an attack on them. If you come for him, you come for us.
Well,
Right?
I'm
That was
coming for him every
pretty
day.
much bullying.
Yeah.
That's pretty much bullying the community.
They ain't gonna bully me.
That was pretty much bullying the community and telling them that they're ready to fight to defend this person and their name and their work. And I thought that was a really, really, I didn't care for that whatsoever. I thought that was wrong, because if someone needs real help, then let's get them some real help. I'm not promoting that he doesn't need healing, therapy. I'm just promoting that was wrong to sell and go and put it out to the community. It's all hands off this topic, this subject, this pretty much revealing of who we was dealing, who been in our community, running around and having access to children.
But
what are you saying to the victims? What are you saying to the victims if you say, you better not nobody come for him? If you come for him, you come for me. You basically threaten.
That's clear as day. That they would. I don't know what that looks like. First of all, what that means or how that. I didn't know. What I'm saying. Let's just say that if a person speaks out, it looks like we're going to do a background check on the person that speaks out and spill all their business out there and let them know that they ain't perfect either.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it says. Let me answer his question. What that says is we don't give a damn about the victims. We don't care, and we're going to stick by his side. And that's going to keep victims from coming forward, period.
Mm-hmm.
Hold
on. Well, let me say publicly. I'm standing against justice, and I don't care who don't like it. If you want to be friends with me, I'm standing against it publicly. I'm not on the fence. I'm not. Listen, I'm public. I'm letting it be known. I'm standing with the victims. I'm not standing with no pedophile at all. Yes, I got a vendetta, and I got a real reason to have one. Period. I'm standing with truth.
And I just don't understand. I agree with you 100%. For those that I'm standing with you on that. I can't go by and let this. This is the reason why I called in. Martin, man, me and you know each other.
Yeah, yes, we do.
We know. We stood in fire together.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
We've been attacked together. We've been on the front line. We have fought each other. We have fought with each other.
Yeah, that's true, y'all. That's true. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you can speak to my character a bit.
Mm-hmm. I definitely can. Can. So,
I'm standing with you, Marty.
Well, let me just say this.
No pedophile.
Listen, I'm not protecting them at all, people. Listen.
Man, my thing is, I just hate what I have seen. I am totally against it. I'm not gonna play no sugarcoat games. I despise what I see. So standing with you is a no-brainer. Standing with you is a no-brainer in that conversation. But but I gotta also make a stand on my own. This will not be allowed. Men, whoever believes in the sanctity and purity of letting a child grow up unscathed, untouched to adulthood so they can make their own decisions. Everybody, we know that life is going to corrupt somebody at some point in time. But as far as children is concerned, our jobs as adults, as parents, as protectors of them, is to make sure that they get to an age that they can therefore make decisions and defend themselves properly and be able to discern what is dangerous and what is safe for them. And in their young, impressionable minds, where they're playing their devils and everything online. We got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got all types of access to them through a device that all parents need to be monitoring. And from what I understand, it was because of the due diligence of a parent that went through their child's phone and saw this video and confronted another parent that told that this confronted another parent. But what I have a concern about is once that other parent confronted the coaches of a football team and everything, the football team, the coaches of the football team simply banned him from having access to the children instead of taking that video to the police.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What's eventually is going to happen is everybody that's supporting this man, all these new videos going to surface out. And then they all going to be trying to run into Martin's face.
Hey, I'm
because if y'all look at, I know, you know, if you saw the NBC News interview, all of a sudden, all these other interviews with him, his focus was not, he was gaslighting them. His focus was not on the kids, it was on Martin Johnson, the crime chaser. And that's why we're making this a discussion.
How's everything going?
All right, hold on.
Hey, how you doing? So that's why we're making this a discussion, because he implemented Martin in this, and that's not fair.
Let me correct you on something, Doc.
That's not fair.
Hold on. He didn't implement me to the NBC News. He didn't do that. So I want to.
No, he did.
He didn't do that.
Not.
But on his platform, on Jedediah's platform, I was the butt of the joke of discussion. Now I have not touched no child, girl or boy, but I was the butt of the discussion. Now, I wasn't nowhere around. Hold on. I wasn't nowhere around him 2017. Nowhere around him. I wasn't in the room with him or whatever he was doing, pursuing a minor, a child. I was nowhere around him. You can't blame that on me. You just mad because I caught you. I caught you and I know who you was before everybody else knew. I knew you was hiding something, and I knew who you was. I knew it because you came. Hold on. You came in the door wrong, and I didn't expect nothing right to come out of this. Go ahead, call him.
Now, can I say this? Can I say this, you guys?
Go ahead.
There's a lot of people. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be quiet. A lot of people getting on here saying why? Because he's gaslighting. If you all don't know what that means, look it up. Gaslighting. Mm-hmm. That means that one of the things that he did by gaslighting is to avoid the situation, avoid the main problem, and then start talking about Martin Johnson. What are you putting Martin Johnson in this for? He wasn't there. That's called gaslighting. That's what he was doing. That's the people on here asking why. So I wanted to explain.
Well, you know, it's like that. It's like that. Those Scooby-Doo episodes. You know what I'm saying? Gosh done it. I would have never got caught if it wasn't for those pesky kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean, it wasn't that he got caught because of Martin Johnson. He got caught because he got too comfortable in believing that what was in his past will never resurface.
Mm-hmm.
It was that NBC episode that brought out, like, hold up, some people that lived where he lived at said that, wait a minute, this man better not be out here talking about he's this and he's that and praising himself as some type of good hero when he's known for, when we know about his truth and people then again to expose his truth, they then sent it to someone that had issues with him and that had a platform in Martin. And Martin was able to expose it for not because he had a axe to grind, but it had to be something that be put out. So he's looking at Martin as the person that, you know what I'm saying, put his business out there in a sense. But everybody put his business out. It's just Martin had the platform that really and what appeared to be the issue with him, to say, hey man, you came in the community wrong. I have a brand, and you know what I'm saying, you infringe on that brand, copyrighted it. Okay, fine. Nobody owns, I didn't copyright this. I can't claim that, but okay, you seem to took this platform and ran with it. No problem here, have it. No hard feelings. But at the same time, you a fraud. And somebody we should be careful of. You're getting exposed, you're getting access to our kids with this background. And as I stated time and time again, he's getting access to the kids and the victim demographic in his and the demographic that he was going to victimize. So listen to that. It says Jedediah's lives. They kept on emphasizing there was no victim. There was no victim.
Listen.
But the fact of the matter is, the people are the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there was a situation where that person was not fictitious, that he had went over their house and participate in the act, we would never have found out anyway.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got another caller. I think we got a couple of calls. Y'all hold on. 7134. Right. 7134. Go ahead, caller. 7134.
Hey, my name is Tamika. Can you hear me?
Yeah, talk a little louder, Miss Tamika. Just a little louder.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So our problem is the parents. Why is it that the parents ain't looked at this situation? He got caught, yeah, whatever, but the parents still go around him. They still send their kids around him. So they should be some type of go to jail, GFS called on them something, because that's not right. Like, they literally send their kids around him still. As he going through this, he went to jail, he still got caught, still around kids. Why is it that parents not being accountable for that?
Can I answer that? You will be surprised how a lot of people do not watch the news. They do not watch the news, period. And they don't know. They're not educated on what is going on. And that's the problem. It's almost like you got to text them and tell them. They don't watch the news. A lot of people, because this only aired one time on NBC. It only aired one time on NBC. If you didn't see it, you would have missed it. How would you know? You don't know. Period.
It's on the internet. I know them people watch the internet. I know somebody that told somebody. They know.
Well, let me say this.
Don't care.
Miss, let me say this to you. What I found out when this accusation came out, which is a true accusation, a lot of parents, well, we don't care. Let's just move on, and we want to see them do videos, and that was all they concerned. Their concern was not the victim. Now that they have this information, so in their minds, well, I ain't gonna leave my child with him now. I love Justin, which is okay, but I ain't gonna leave my child with him. But it's okay if somebody else leave their child with him. But to my knowledge, in his defense now, since this came out, I don't have no record or hearing that he's been around a child. That's just me. Since this came out, I have no record or anything. Somebody told me that they seen him with a child by himself in there, so I haven't. But my concerns was, why would you take a young 12 or 13, 14-year-old on a crime scene? What you doing with a child out 12 o'clock nighttime, supposed to be in school, a teenager, chasing a crime scene? That's dangerous. It's dangerous for an adult to be on the crime scene. And no longer you endangering a teenager. That's sick, people. That is sick. You don't see. The thing is, there are rules of engagements that you must follow when you do crime chasing. You know, some folks, they want you to show a bloody body, Jamar. They want you to get so close that you be right there. But if you get your brains blown out by one of the family members, then what they gonna do? They gonna look for it to go to another man, watch his video. See, they couldn't control me because I do better. I'm a seasoned person. And like I tell them, when I go to a crime, this is not entertainment. It's two things you should be doing: praying for the victim and praying to the person that did it get caught. That's the only thing. You should not be demonizing the dead or anything, period. Because guess what?
Right.
When you demonize the dead, there's some people out there that love that person and probably will kill you for them, about them, if I may say. Let me take this last caller. Hey, caller, come on.
Let me jump in.
Go ahead, Jared. Go ahead.
So let me say this. First of all, I think that I don't know how many parents allow him to access to their children once the information has come out.
I don't know either.
And one thing that we got to be very careful of is making erroneous and non-factual statements.
That's correct.
In regard, so not letting our emotions and our get the best of us at this moment. What I will let, I would say, my anger generate is for people with information to play down the situation. And this is what we was caught with, members of our community that played down a situation and said that there are people taking care of it. We got it. No one else to be. How it was sold. And bear in mind, these people have platforms. You know what I'm saying? It's quite frankly, if we go on that go on a video, it might have touched 50,000 views. It might have touched, maybe even 100,000 viewers. Martin, it has not been unlikely, not that likely that you have touched in one video on one of your lives that you touched over 100,000 viewers at one time. Maybe a few of your videos quite often went viral. So so there is a audience. People have audiences, and those audiences have viewers, and those viewers minds can be reached and sold on behaviors without accountability, without proper research. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. Is everyone supposed to have a second chance? All right, let's give that to them. Everyone supposed to be given the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's give that. But no one is supposed to take their children, lightly. Everyone's supposed to be able to, now you got somebody out there will say, I'll give him a chance. I'm not afraid to put my child in his, group program and let them express themselves without the proper, without properly vetting him, without properly vetting the chaperones that's in his circle. I'm concerned that if he's a highly intelligent individual and he has networks of people like himself, that when those children are in those groups and they're expressing themselves, somebody might be smart enough to take note and then turn around and use that against children. Get into children's minds and young adults' minds and say and express to them what their deep concerns are and to better take advantage of them. We have, and I believe, I don't know the brother that's also on the call, but he has worked in cognitive behavior therapy with his group. He knows the talents of people who have urges, people who position themselves in ways that you wouldn't believe, to have access to their victim, to the victims that they want to have, to the potential victims that they want to have access to. So I don't know what ingenious. I'm not going to say he's a criminal mastermind, but I don't know what scheme someone may or may not have to get to their victim demographic.
Okay, let's take this caller. 9256.
What's up, Martin?
How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I listened to what everybody was saying. For one, let this have been a celebrity. Keep it in mind. Let this been a celebrity with money. Every activist, everybody would have came out the woodworks with a lawyer because this man had money. The thing I don't like, all the activists who signed with him, something is really wrong with them mentally, because it's going to take us to save us, and these are our babies. I host a lot of basketball events with over 1,000 kids. I know everybody stepped foot in my basketball event. A lot of people let people come to their event with masks on, don't even know. You don't even know who behind the mask. This guy done been to a lot of people's basketball events they hosting with the youth, just to say we got a crime chase at our event, not knowing you got a pedophile at your event. Make it make sense. Everybody who had him at one of their events They see what's going on, but still they sit at home being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody, son, nephew, niece, or sister. And right, what they saying about the people might not look at the news or whatever, but somebody knows somebody.
And that's how and to speak to that, everybody knows somebody. That's how he was exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He came from behind the mask, and someone said, "Oh my God, that's dude that got caught. It was popped off in one of those How to Catch a Predator little things that and they put them on, and they put them on brass, and they spread in, and the information got on the right person's desk." So you're correct. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened but the question is, had he not did the MSNBC interview, had he not came from behind his mask, how much longer would he have went without the truth being known?
Big bro,
Okay, you still doing it. Trust, believe that.
Big bro, I don't know you, but I respect what you're saying. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Mark Ben told me almost 5 months ago about this dude. Something ain't right about him.
I kept telling you.
Who go to a crime scene with a mask on?
Mm-hmm.
Who don't want to show their face when you go?
Me and Martin talked. Let me just say this: I was not aware of this dude whatsoever, and who he was in the capacity that he was going to these kind of things. As a matter of fact, I haven't really viewed Martin's crime scene labs in a number of years. I just didn't. Me and Martin spoke about it. We have had our differences in that conversation. Not to say that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just giving that. We honestly had conversations just like you and Martin had, honest conversation. So when this new cat came along, I thought, Martin Page must have got taken down. He created a new page to, you know what I'm saying. So I called Martin up, and I noticed that Martin didn't want to talk about it. He said, "That ain't me, Jamont." And you know what I'm saying, Martin didn't. I'm like, "Who's dude? Do you know him? Who is he?" Martin didn't have much to say about him because I guess, you know what I'm saying, that was the issue, and you know what I'm saying, he has a right to take his brand and his means of making his means of how he got to be known serious. Getting to the point, I paid little or no attention on anything. I don't go out to crime scenes. I don't go looking. It's just not my MO. But I'm concerned when I'm hearing that this gentleman, let me take that word back, not gentleman, but we know what we prefer to use. This individual. This individual was taking, not only stealing a person's identity, he then went forward to start advancing himself into another brand, and that brand was access to youth and doing youth development work, youth conversation around crime, not without properly revealing himself to who he really was. He's not a PhD psychologist. He's not a person with a history of working with youth and doing anti-violence work. He's a person that got famous by running around, you know what I'm saying? Now, not saying that Martin got famous. Martin had got other bodies of work. Let me just say that. Martin, you got other bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? We've been out on front lines fighting police brutality and police murder. We've been out on front lines trying to fight, you know what I'm saying, fighting injustice within our own community. We've been promoting the good in our community. We worked with the youth of our community. So Martin brand isn't just based on running around looking at crime scenes of people, you know, crime scenes.
Thank you, Jamont.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So his brand was totally running around. He thought that was, you know, while he was stealing the identity, he thought that what Martin's identity only consists of. Okay, so let me just say that I'm not here to talk about defending Martin either, because Martin is a grown ass man that can fight for himself and everything. What I'm I'm coming on here talking about is two individuals took their platform to sell an individual to our community, saying that he needs forgiveness, and maybe even that's for anybody to do. That's for any individual to determine. But they did it without properly saying here's the accountability. It's sick. 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 And it's wrong as I don't know what.
Bro, you're right, and I agree with you. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be real with you. Me and Martin grew up together. That's my man, 50 Grand. Had Martin built his brain up from the ground up the same way I did. And my thing to anybody, and Martin tell you I say this. That's why I have Martin at every event I do with the youth when it comes to basketball, to show the world he's just not chasing crime. And my motto is this: if a person don't love and respect themselves, how the hell do you expect them to love and respect somebody else?
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that. We don't have any argument about the lived experiences that we know to be true in our community around evaluating people.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna speak to is what needs to be spoken to. And first of all, that's this one thing I've learned, because I've also worked with a number of anti-violence organizations. I've also worked in, I've also worked with doing youth sports, hoops in the hood, the Inglewood Youth Police Baseball League. My name and reputation is, pretty solidified in working in my community. I'm going to speak to facts and facts alone. Fact one, someone without, that we didn't know popped up on the scene and incorporated someone else's identity. Fact two, someone had a background that was not known to the community while he was running around here with youth in his vehicle approaching crime scenes. Fact three, individual got exposed and background got exposed. Fact four, a group of individuals tried to sell him to the community, and after he was exposed. These are the facts at hand. I can't speak to the motives. I can't speak to, the hearsay. I can only speak to the facts at hand, and the facts at hand really kind of speaks for themselves. I don't want to, let me make this clear. I'm not saying that we should all be walking outside with fire, with sticks of fire, ready to burn them and doing this, and everything, or just tear his name down and everything like that. But I am saying that no one has the right to say. If they have the right, they one should really get away with it, trying to sell someone to the community that's a danger. You know what I'm saying? That should be called out. It should not be accepted. It should be, you know what I'm saying? People who do that shit should be called out, should never be allowed to really be looked upon as someone, as a trusted name in our community, because this is sick.
I totally agree with you. And I'm going to tell you the reason why they did what they did. These same individuals thought they can dictate to Martin like they dictate to Dude. Dude ain't just come out the dark. Somebody put him up to do that. One of these activists put him up, say, man, we're going to promote what you're doing. Go on out there and use that name. Because they couldn't dictate to Martin the way they dictate to him. So that's how that went about.
I mean, if you privy to knowledge that I'm not privy to, and I thank you for that information. But once again, that's going to be made as an allegation and as a theory behind things. I'm going to only speak to the facts. Fact one, someone popped up on the scene and incorporated someone's name. Fact two, person was doing this while he had a background that wasn't known to people. Fact three, is that he had access to our children while he was doing that. Fact 4 is that he got exposed and people tried to, and a group tried to sell him to the community as a non-threat, as a non-danger, as someone that we already scolded, that so you don't have the right to scold him anymore. Those are the 4 facts I know. To speak to why they put him up, to why he took and encompassed someone else's name, I can't speak to it. It's if that's some information that you privy to that I'm not. All I know is that I am thoroughly disgusted on what I saw on the video of people trying to sell.
So we close in like 10 minutes. If you got to use the restroom before you leave.
No problem. Appreciate it. No problem. Thank you. Those are the things that I'm most concerned about. I'm concerned about the safety and the well-being of our children in our community. And if someone has access to the children, then and they are not healed, and they are not recovered from their urges and their appetites, we're in a very bad situation, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying, it's bad enough that we let me say this. In the Black community, unlike any other community in the country, no other community let anyone have access to their children.
That's right. That's right.
You go in Skokie, you go into Naperville, you go into an Asian school district, you go into a Jewish school district, you go anywhere and say, knock on the door, how you doing? I'm blank, here's my credentials. I would like to teach your kids this. You're going to be escorted very, very, very quickly to the door. You got to bring it before the parents. The parents will evaluate you and ask you the roughest questions. So you want to teach my kids what again? And why is this important? Why should my kids learn this? What? Tell us why you want access to our children. Everyone bypasses the Black parent to get to the child, the Black child. It's almost like the Black parent is not even requested when decisions are made in regards to the children children. Just about any subject, any type of, anybody can get access to our children.
I agree.
And I have problems with that.
Okay.
I think we all should have problems with that.
Okay. Let's take this new caller real quick. 4248. It might be Bill. I think that's Bill.
Well, Martin, look, I'm gonna go and get off your lab, man.
Hit me up tomorrow.
I appreciate you allowing me on.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, thank you. 4248. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Martin.
Yeah, I thought that was
Bill.
Okay, I got you right. All right, I got you again. All right.
Now, number one, these other platforms, I believe. Well, first of all, like the guy, I think his name's Jamont, you have to stick to the facts. And when you stick to the facts in this situation, you got kids involved. There's no room for leniency to find out and all of this stuff just from somebody's word. And I think motivation was so that they can enhance their platform, also to oppose you in the same token. The thing that's really alarming is how they expect somebody to, show brotherly love, forgive, second chance, when a person haven't even admitted to the guilt. First and foremost, and about things, people coming out, victims or whatever, it's hard for somebody, especially a parent, to point out some wrong, because pointing the finger or exposing him for any little thing that he has done
mean that they made a bad move as a parent. So it would be hard for somebody. It shouldn't be, but that's the world we live in with our people. These are the same people. Those are the same platforms that say they want to expose the truth on this, but will sit back and harbor somebody that has harmed a kid even to the point of death.
Mm-hmm.
The point of death when people have kids have been killed in our community. Nobody come forth to say anything, and you would think all bets off about snitches get stitches and all of the street lingo that we have behind snitching. Oh, it's off bets when it comes to a kid. Same thing with this situation. It's off bets. You got to get. Yeah, he need help, but these other platforms that's saying we got him. You know, this is not a person that steals. This is a person that steals kids' trust and possibly violate them. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Let me get this out of town call. They've been holding on for a long time. 715. Hey, caller. What's your comment or question?
Martin.
Hey.
This is Gilda. How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, Gilda. How you doing?
Hi. You know, I've been following you for years, this is my first call in.
Oh, beautiful.
Everything got kind of deep, but I just wanted to say this about myself. I was sexually molested by my same-sex cousin. I was 10. She was 15. My mom had 3 children. I was the only girl, and I never, ever, ever, I've always had my own bedroom. And you know how they say your cousin is your first best friend? She was my first cousin. And I didn't tell anyone until like 40 years later. I felt uncomfortable. I didn't know what was going on because I had never been exposed to it. I didn't know. I know it felt strange. But I just want to say that even though there are times I think about it, I was never traumatized. I never did to anyone what she did to me. Finally, many, many, many years later, the distaste, the disdain that I have in my heart for her, we don't even talk. And you can wipe out our family with a 6-shooter. I mean, we don't even have family reunions because there'd only be 13 people there. And I noticed a lot. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I thought Justin was under your wing when I first found out about him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'm the only person that thought that.
No, you're not the only one. Yeah.
I really thought that you was teaching him.
You know what? Let me, Gilda, let me say this real quick. I was on a conference call with Lamont. Lamont introduced him. He wanted to talk, so we talked. So I was trying to explain him how to do things when you're doing a crime. Oh, I know. And I asked him, as a man, I said, well, why would you take my name, Crime Check? Oh, God gave me that name. Exactly what he told. When he said God gave me that name, I didn't say nothing. I backed off. Then when I started getting on him, people was on the internet, oh, Mark, you jealous. You think you the only one to do the crime. I said, you know what? Let me hold back. So that's why when Jamon came to me, he was like, who that guy? I said, I don't even know him. I just stepped back. I said, I don't want nobody to say I'm hate. But see, all of them out there owe me an apology because I was right. I told you guys. I was right.
Yeah.
You were so caught up in these videos, these crime scenes and all that. But I'm saying anytime a person want to bring an element to the community on a constructive note, they don't have to hide their face. You see me everywhere. You see me at flea markets. You see me at grocery stores. You see me at the lake.
Skating rink.
Skating rink.
Yeah.
Basketball, my buddy basketball. Everywhere. Never have. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'm taking photos, selfies with people. Putting up their crime
Yeah.
chasing. So you'll know me when you can see me and feel me and touch me when you're in the community. I ain't got nothing to have because I have not violated no boys or no girls. Period.
Yeah.
Go
With
ahead, Gilda.
That fist up, leaning to the side.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody pose like you. You got your own pose. That one fist, clenched fist, and leaning to the side.
That's it.
And lastly, on some of those crime scenes with those young children, those children were very unruly. You couldn't even hear what was going on because they making all kind of noise. They didn't even know how to behave themselves while he was on live. And then a couple of his boys, as he refers to them, they have been unalived.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I want to say is I watched a documentary years ago, and it was a man that didn't look like us. He said at his parole hearing, castrate me because I'm not done. And then a lot of people say when someone is sexually messed up, when they do things to other people, it's not about control. It's about control. It's not about the act. It's like some of the victims have to actually make the perpetrator get an erection by any means necessary. It's about the control. It's not about, when you look at your woman, it is salute by itself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These victims, they got to make it salute the victims.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just want to call and say this, and I told my mama, but I didn't tell. She was in the house, and we were in my bedroom, and I didn't tell her until like 40 plus years later. I told it, but I didn't tell it right then. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm not traumatized, but I don't always think about it, but I'll never forget what she did to me.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother never even did it. It was her. So I don't know what was going on with her. And 5 years, I'm 10 and she's 15. And when you're 30 and 35, that's about in the same age range. But at that young, tender age, it was like follow the leader type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. And she said, you don't never do me because it was with her hands, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't going to do you. And why you doing this to me? But I didn't go in the front and tell my mama. I didn't do it. But that's all I really wanted to say. And
Thank you, Gilda. I appreciate you, Gilda. I know it's tough. Gilda, I appreciate you coming on here and telling us your truth and what happened to you. And and hopefully more victims will come out and do the same. Not just come on this platform, just go report because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because we have sick people. And Gilda, you've heard me say many times, young lady, you got these men in your house, you thinking they looking at you, they looking at your daughters. I always say that your son.
Yeah.
And when they get up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and go to the bathroom, you need to be right up there following them. Make sure they ain't going in your children's room. I've always say that. Y'all know it's nothing strange.
And I would always say, Martin looking out for his lady.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't meant to be disrespectful, but it's like you were taking all of us under your wing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be sitting in the parked car.
Yeah.
When your man, you at a stoplight and he leaning back, but you not. Because he know what he out there doing. He not telling you. He know when to duck.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't.
You don't. You figure
You know,
out.
I've learned a lot
Yeah,
from you.
you figure around with your naive self, like, well, I go to work every day, I go to church, I don't bother nobody and all that, but you don't know what your partner's into. You know, you don't know what your partner. And y'all hear this old familiar story. He got grazed, she got shot in the head, she dead. Now the kids ain't got no father. You know, and just, see, listen, this is an old familiar story, people. Why, ladies, why would you want to mess with somebody's always shooting at them, they shooting at back and all that? That's trouble. That's trouble. And young men, why would you even jeopardize your woman's safety in the public like that?
Why?
You know that you're a shooter, you're a killer, you're the man. Why would you even bring your family out in the public like that? Go take a vacation out of town where you're not known and enjoy your family.
Too broke. And then a lot of these parents, they still out there doing their own thing. Everybody's not at the skating rink. They glad for their children to go somewhere so they can do what they do with that glass penis.
That's it.
You know, they haven't grown up. You know, you supposed to. I try to learn something every day, if it's only a new word. And I was a very bashful child because I was a very sickly child. I would always tease you, this your senior citizen. I'll be 68 this year, and my kidney transplant will be 35 years old, April 25th, because I stay out the way. You know, I stay out the way. I relocated to Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Now I'm relocating with my paternal family to North Carolina. Because you know, you can't run from it, but the country seems to be a little more settled. I'm just paying taxes on that property. So now I'm deciding to do something with it. My grandmother, she passed away in 2007, left it to me. I'm still in Chicago. I'm not trying to go down there with them pigs and cows.
Watch it now.
I'm on my way, though.
All right.
I'm on my way.
All right.
So I'm gonna give somebody else a chance.
I got my favorite friend. I love her when she's silent. When she speaks, we can't get along. But y'all know I gotta love her. 900. Yeah, she know I'm talking about 900. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, y'all forgive me. Oh Lord.
Hey baby. Hey baby. Hey 900. Hey 900.
Hey 900.
Hey 900. How you doing, 900? Y'all know I have to call in.
Come on, let's hear it.
Be nice.
Everybody have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And I'm praying for everyone.
Please do. Please
yes,
do.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Good night.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, 900.
Okay, so I saw the title of this video. I just been listening in, but I'm just getting home from work. Well, I got off of work and I wanted to see what y'all was talking about. So I can't relate to none of this because I haven't never been touched by nobody. So I can't really relate. But I mean, and I've been listening to this. I've been listening to your other lives about this guy, and I ain't called in because it ain't. It's not my business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't even live there, and I don't want to be accused of bearing false witness against nobody. So I ain't gonna say nothing. But I don't think this particular show is about him. But I will say, you got to watch out for your kids out here because there are some sick people. And I remember that video. I remember that video you played where that white man was talking about how he groomed kids. I would love to know the source of that because I just want to know why that interviewer was so calm interviewing that man and how he's out in the open being able to talk about that, why he's not locked up somewhere. But yeah, it's a lot of sick people out here, Martin. You really got to watch your kids. And now, there's like a rise now of male babysitters. They call themselves nannies. You got nannies, but these guys are called nannies with an M. And it's a rise of male babysitters, like young guys, like college age. And I'm not saying they all pedophiles. I'm not even saying they gay. But I think it's just like they catching on to how good of money, like how much money a nanny can make, and they trying to get in. But I don't know. I don't trust some of these guys. Like, I would never allow a man to watch my children. I don't care if I had boys, whatever. Like, I'm not. No, and that's not even natural. Most men don't look to be babysitters. Like, that's not even natural, especially a young man. That's just so unnatural. But yeah, so
Okay.
I don't know if you got any questions.
Let me say this. As of March the 24th, hey 900, hey baby.
Hey.
As of March the 24th, there are 233 registered sex offenders that live in the 60628 community. In the 60406 is 735 sex offenders. 60620, 601. 60633, 591. 60419, 551. 60643, 512. Yeah, that part. It's not that we have these sex offenders. And I can keep going because I get this list every month. I can keep going on and on. Even 60643, 512 people. 60617, 439. 60827, 431. The parents need to watch their children. Period. I agree with you, 900. I love fighting with you, baby girl. But I agree with you 100% on this. The parents need to know where their kids at all times. Do not put them with someone that is calling themselves an activist or trying to be Mark Johnson and gaslighting people, doing things they don't have no business doing. The parents just need to watch their children. That's all I'm saying, people. Watch your children.
I'm gonna tell you
where they're at.
I'm gonna tell you this. I take care of children part-time as a nanny, and I have been for like about 8-9 years. I'm gonna tell you this, and it's mostly 99% of the kids that I watch, they're white children. And I'm gonna tell you, I heard that commenter before. He said no other group of people give people such easy access to their children, but I beg to differ.
Mm-hmm. I beg to differ too. I'm with 900 on that. I beg to differ too. I didn't say nothing.
These middle class white people out here looking for babysitters and nannies. I'm telling you, I have showed up to people's homes. The mother didn't even know my last name. They gave me full access to her house and her children, and just said, "Hey, here's the key to my car. You can take her to the park if you want to."
Yeah.
So there is a high level of naivety among, I'm gonna say, white people in particular, because like I said, most of the children that I've babysat for, 90-some% have been white children, and in these suburban areas,
right.
where
especially in Skokie.
In these suburban areas where people, in these suburban areas where people are not suspecting, where they're in these high trust societies.
With NACA, come on now, Hunter. With NACA,
she don't live. She don't even live here. She live in another state.
Yeah, I'm talking about where I live. But it would. I'm sure. I assume it would apply to those areas as well. But where I'm at, they are.
I have my mouth closed.
I'm telling you, I have showed up to people's homes. I've only, some of these parents, I've only ever just interacted with them through text message. Maybe a quick phone call, and you show up, they talk to you 10, 15 minutes. They ain't even, I'm telling you, most of these parents have never even seen my ID, and they've given me full access to their children, their home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I understand if you come from a high trust society where, you know, you leave your doors unlocked, you leave your garage door open when you get home from work, you know, you're not gonna, they don't have this they don't have this same kind of vigilance that people from the inner city like myself do. You know, because me, if I had children, first of all, I mean, I wouldn't even want, I mean, I know at some point you're going to have a babysitter. At some point you're going to have to trust somebody, unless you're just going to take your child with you every single place, which is unlikely. At some point, I'm sure you're going to have to trust somebody. But for me, oh no. I mean, I'm doing a federal, a state background check. I'm doing a national. I'm doing probably fingerprint, drug test. Like it's going to be real serious with me.
Girl,
Like
you know,
have to go downtown.
you know you ain't having no
have to
baby.
go downtown and get fingerprints.
900. You know you ain't having no babies. Stop it. You ain't having no babies. You too mean.
Yes, I would like to have some kids, Martin. Yes, I would.
Okay.
Yes, I would. Because I take care of children. So I love children.
Okay.
Now, I can say for myself, now, I'm one of the safe ones. And there's a lot of other women out here who are safe, who ain't looking at no child no kind of way, who ain't doing nothing. Just because I haven't been, like, background checked or even, they ain't even looked at my ID, I know my stuff. And I look at them and I think, man, I'm one of the good ones, but who's to say you could come across somebody who's not? And they know that you ain't looked at their ID. You don't even know their last name. All you know is their first name and their phone number. You don't even know where they live. But they're very trusting. They're very trusting. And it's scary to me. It's scary. Some of these people, they don't even
trust them.
Some of these people, they'll tell me, oh yeah, we won't even lock our doors. In 2024. They don't lock their doors. I just look at them for a second because I don't understand that type of behavior.
Okay.
I just look at them.
Let somebody else get a little something in. Come on, 9433. Go ahead.
Hi, Martin. How you doing?
Great.
Well, when I was working, I'm still in. My grandma and mother raised my kids while I went to work. You don't bring everybody around your kids, period. The red flag with him, he would never show his face. That gave me a red flag. Pedophiles come in all shape, form, fashion, period. But I had girls. So I was taught I don't bring my girls around everybody. Everybody is not to meet your kids. I don't know what's wrong with these parents of today, this generation. I'm dating, and guess what? I still run a background check. So it's pedophiles come in all shape, form, and fashion. And yeah, Martin, he using your name bogus, but he should have came out to the public. Period.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Period. What scared me with him, he would never show his face. He kept his face covered up. So that was a red flag. He got plenty red flags on him, and he just need to go somewhere and take several steps. Now I'm gonna say how the young generation said. He needs to go get his bag up somewhere else and go get some help.
Yeah, he need help.
Mm-hmm.
He need help. Just let's tell the truth, y'all, and shame the devil. He needs some help. He needs some real help.
Stop gaslighting people.
Right.
Well, that's deflective.
Just go get you some help, baby. You need some help. And 900, I'm a mother. My baby went through some, and guess what? She's 17 now. And I got a 24-year-old. And I still keep track on both of my girls. Because I don't trust people. I have a trust issue now with people.
All right.
2305.
2305 concerns.
I'm sorry, no disrespect, baby. No disrespect.
No.
23.
You are right, doctor. You are right.
Hello?
Yes, come on, ma'am. 2305. Yes, you're live. Come on.
Okay, hi. I hear a lot of noise. I can't really hear.
Talk loud. You can hear now. Talk a little loud. Talk a little louder. Go ahead.
I am a victim of a sexual assault.
Oh wow.
I was a child, and I was a victim. And the man that assaulted me, I didn't say anything because I knew if I said something, death would occur. Because I had actually seen this man get really violent with someone close to my family, and there was a lot of blood drawn. He viciously stabbed somebody. So as a child, and in the mind of a child, I felt if I say something, death is going to occur. And as I traveled through my journey, I found out that this man had did other family members. I don't know what their reason was for not telling. Had they told, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to me, but maybe they felt the way I felt, that death would occur. And I was angry with my mother because I had two godchildren. Well, they're still my godchildren. They're grown now, though. But I taught them so much as a result of what happened to me. At 3 years old, they knew how to totally give themselves a bath, and they knew their body parts, and they knew that their body was sacred, and no one was supposed to touch it. I would put water in the tub and sit on the toilet, and they knew what to do and wash themselves up because I showed them, and I told them everything they needed to know about no one touching you, and if they do, I don't care what they say to you, don't you be afraid to tell mommy or me. You don't have to be afraid. And I was so angry with my mother. And even before she died, I never said anything about it. But I'm like, why didn't she tell her daughters that if anybody touches you, I don't care if they threaten you or not, tell me. I'm going to protect you. You don't have to be afraid. No one has the right to tell you. And I'm saying this to all parents that are listening. When you have small children, you start there and you tell them, you teach them early on, 2, 3 years old, boys and girls. This is your body. It's sacred, and no one has the right to touch it. And if they do, you tell mommy. Don't you be afraid. If they threaten you, if they threaten a family, don't you be afraid to say that this has happened to you. I'm here. Tell mommy, and ask your children on a regular basis when they come home, did anybody touch this sacred part? Did anybody touch that sacred part? That's what I used to do with my godchildren. And it hurts me. And right now, today, as a grown woman in her 50s, I suffer from complex post-traumatic stress disorder and ADHD associated with childhood trauma.
You too old to be ADHD.
Along my journey, I've met many women that suffer from the exact same thing. The same thing that happened to me happened to them. And ADHD comes from trauma from childhood. And I didn't even know I had complex post-traumatic stress or ADHD until I got in therapy in my 40s, and I found out what I was going through and all the things that I was struggling with. And when things would happen, like when I would be outside and men would make reference to my body, and they would say something sexual, and this panic would just come over me, and I didn't know why. I don't want to be bothered with no men. I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to around my son, and I didn't know. All I knew, I was struggling, and at times I just felt like, what is this? What's wrong? And I only found out in my 40s. It's real, and I don't know what Mr. Peters has done to kids. I know that he does have a record. I looked it up. I don't know what other child that he has did anything to. I don't know. But I do know that there is long-term effect from a child being sexually assaulted. And what happened to me, I'm so broken, and I'm grown, and it's like, I don't want to feel like this, but I take therapy and all of that. That man messed me up, and it still hurts to this day. So anybody that's trying to protect him, stop trying to protect him. He doesn't need protection. He needs help. He doesn't need protection. No.
Doctor, let her talk. Go ahead, talk, sister.
You need to come to
Dr. D. Let her talk.
I'm not gonna talk. She needs to come see me.
Dr. D. Let her talk.
And my doctor told me that, and that's just the only reason why I'm calling. I know I'm a little emotional.
No, come on with it.
My emotion doesn't define me. My tears don't define my strength. I'm still hurting, and I want everybody who's listening to know that this doesn't just go away, and it doesn't. It has ruined my life. It has broken me because this man repeatedly sexually assaulted me, and as a little girl, I was afraid to tell because I said somebody is going to die. And then when I finally said to one of my relatives, I didn't tell him what happened, but I said, should you take some things to the grave? And she said, yeah, some things you should take to the grave. And then another relative confided and she told me he did it to her. And I said, well, why didn't you tell? She said, well, I didn't think no one would believe me. Parents, listen to me. A victim, start teaching your children at a very early age. Start telling them, tell. If anybody touches you, tell mommy. Mommy will protect you. When they come home from school, ask them, did anybody touch this sacred part? Did anybody touch that sacred part? You have to ask them so that they can tell you. Make sure that they know that it's open and they're not being judged and you love them, but you can't help them if you don't know. It's so many kids out here this has been going on. And in the Black community, it's taboo to say something about it. They keep it a secret. No, you can't shame our family by saying something like that. But what y'all have to realize is that it hurts people. Okay, Mark, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to tell you what happened, but I'm gonna go. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate you.
I gotta bounce back on that. Please let me bounce back on that picture. 1 in 4 Black girls will be sexually abused before the age of 18 according to the U.S. Department of Justice. 1 in 5 Black women are survivors of rape. 30% of Black women with documented histories of childhood sexual abuse were sexually assaulted in adulthood. Now, let me say this. I've been raped too. And what she was saying, I feel so sorry for her. Her therapist, that's why I told her she needs to contact me and I could walk her through this. My mother didn't believe me. Sometimes kids go to their parents and tell their mother, grandmother, auntie, sister, whoever. They don't believe it. My mother didn't believe that I was raped until I took him to court. Okay? If you are a victim of rape, please seek out help. Please. Please. Seek out help. Because that is very serious. Your kids fall under that. Like, they see her, for example, if her child was there with her, they'll see her crying. They get emotional. And just seek out help because it's not easy. And I'm going to pray for her, but she needs more help than she thinks. And, it's a trend, unfortunately, in our community that we see that our children are getting raped. And when Justice Peters adding to it, it's not fair. That's not fair. Okay, because I'm going back to him. That's not fair. You don't do that.
Hello?
Yes.
And I feel sorry for the young lady. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Renee.
No,
900. 900. That's mute your phone, 900. Go ahead, Renee.
Okay. Yes, I'm calling because, first of all, I just want to say that I'm deeply moved by the caller who spoke just a few moments ago about her past. And as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, physical abuse, and mental abuse that happened in a foster home, this is what I'd like to say to her. And this is what I learned through therapy on my own, is that if you don't have therapy after suffering from a trauma such as what she went through and what myself and my siblings went through, what happens is that you have a tendency to go to what you know. And that is, people have a tendency who have been abused to go to become alcoholics. They become young mothers, young fathers. They become addicts. And these are all things that are asked by someone who is clinically trained and has an educational background. And those of us who are in therapy, they will tell you this. When you go through therapy, they want to know why you're there, not just because you had a bad day at Popeye's Chicken. They want to know why you're there so that it can be documented. And when I went for my first session, and my therapist said, Renee, you are very unique because I was never pregnant young. I've never been pregnant. I was never in an abusive relationship, but my 2 sisters were. So she said to me, Renee, you are very unique. And what I want people to understand is that if you are suffering, it's okay to seek out help, okay? There's nothing that you should be ashamed of. And I was there for many years. I was ashamed of what happened to me because I thought I caused that, and I didn't. It was the other people who did that and who were sick. Another thing that I think a lot of people misconstrue regarding the site that we're all talking about and the person that has been mentioned numerous times, the gentleman, is that just because someone is part of the LGBTQ community, excuse me if I pronounced the initials incorrectly, that doesn't mean, right, that just because you're not proud of being part of that community, no one is saying that you cannot be part of that community. Where the concern lies is that when you want to be around children, when you have no formal training whatsoever, no educational training whatsoever, and parents freely allow their children to be around someone like that. Martin, as you have talked about this before on your platform, what the Catholic Church did and how the gentleman told me the other day that this has nothing to do with Catholic Church. The correlation between the two is that what you were saying was that those priests and nuns groomed those children, right? They allowed them to come into their lives. They gave them gifts. They said this was okay. If you came from a bad neighborhood or a bad background, it was all right. I was your friend. And if you look up all the information that has been researched and documented about the Catholic Church, is that they did groom these kids, right? Some of them had suffered sexual abuse already. So they thought it was okay for this to happen to them. For those of you who are listening in the audience, I hear you. I feel you. I still suffer to this day. And to be honest with you, all of the things that I was seeing on his page, they were triggers for me. And I kept thinking to myself, why does somebody want to be around children? It's okay to follow crime, right? No one is saying that's an issue. But when you start wanting to involve in being around children again, as many of us have said, and people who have even commented in your live feed tonight, Martin, then there is an issue. And that truck driver who was on his platform making comments, him making comments about you, him making comments about Chicago Mugshot page, him making comments about Nitro News, when all of you were just stating facts, right? And then when he got caught up in the live the other day, when he's like, oh no, it was an 18-year-old girl. Okay, no, it was a kid, which we already knew that it was a kid. So again, for those of you who have been through the struggle, I hear you, I support you. And Martin, I appreciate you having this platform, and thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you so much. And people, I'm deeply moved tonight. And you guys see why I do what I do. And those of you that straddling the fence tonight, this platform tonight should convince you to come on the right side. Don't get caught on the wrong side. Trust me, it's way more than this to come out. It's more is going to come out. And you heard these young ladies on here pouring their heart out here. They don't know me from a can of paint. I'm not the only legal therapist I know that's on this live right now is Dr. Davis. I'm just a listening ear. This is not my profession, but I do know how to listen, and I do have sympathy for people, and I care about people. I care about the community I serve. It's not about the money because I ain't got none. Trust me. It's definitely not about the money. I ain't trying to slick nobody out of no money, deceive nobody out of no money, or talk about the money. It's not about that. It's about us. I want us to win as a people. You hear me? Well, you said, well, Martin, you act like you've been perfect all your. No, I ain't never been perfect. But one thing I can declare, that I've never violated a child, male or female, never lured a child or misled a child, or my intent to be with a child. Never. I've been many things in this life, people, but that one thing I've never been. So trust me, I care about the community that I serve, and I ain't got nothing to hide. And if I make a mistake, people, I'll come. If I make a mistake in the public, I will come back and apologize in the public. I proved that the other night. A lot of you got on here when Jedediah got on, you just knew it was going to be a battle. You thought it was going to be a screaming man, and God turned that thing around. I'm telling you, when God show up, he'll show out. I'm telling you. Somebody was telling me about that day. I said, well, I got to go back and listen. Because sometimes when the spirit come on you, you do things that you normally wouldn't do, or say things that you normally wouldn't say, which is a good thing. Good thing. So I'm going to give the last word to Dr. D and give us closing remarks. And I'm about to get out of here. And I thank you guys so much. Thank you, 900, and my sister Sharice, and all other wonderful guests that came. Gilda, the first time caller, but it's a great follower of mine. Gilda, I appreciate you so much. Don't think I don't. Thank you so much for all your wonderful donations, for your prayers, your support. Thank you so much. Because you know what? Sometimes the encourager needs to be encouraged. And I told God when I came out with this, if I got to stand by myself, I'm going to do it. I don't care if all social media platforms stand with Justin. I'm going to stand for the truth. And if this platform got to go down, it ain't going down for no lie. It's going to go down for the truth.
Let it go down.
For truth.
And shame the devil.
And shame the devil. Go ahead, Dr. Davis. Close us out.
This is my thing to everyone. Please watch your children. Know where your children at all times. Please watch your children. I'm going to keep it real short tonight. Watch your children. Do not be so quick to let your children out. My daughter don't go nowhere. She go with her father, but she can't go anywhere without knowing where I'm at. And you put GPS on your kids, so you'll know where they at all times. I sent them links yesterday or the other day. I don't remember which day it was. Know where your kids is at all times, and pray for these predators, but also pray for your kids too. That is so important. Take care of your kids. Now, let me say this. I know the mothers are young nowadays. They are very young, but the young mothers, they also have to learn too. My grandmother was 13 and had a baby early. So, please watch your children. And I'm done with it. I want everybody to have a good night. GPS on the phone for your kids. But not just GPS on your phone. You put it in earrings and jewelry. I sent the link the other night. You could put in your jewelry as well. So I want everybody to have a good night. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. I appreciate you guys. You already know what it is. What is it? Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people, go in peace. Peace and blessing. Make sure you pray for each other. Pray for the victims. Pray for the victims, because the victims are still hurting. Pray for the victims, people. And pray that people's minds be healed, because we have some sick people among us. They sickly, they blind, they naked spiritually. They probably got every worldly possession that they want. But when it comes down, they morally bankrupt. No one in their human mind would justify a pedophile touching a little boy or a little girl. Something got to be wrong with you. There's got to be a spirit in you that would try to harbor a sex offender. Something is wrong with you. And I speak with authority when I say it. And I say that unapologetically at all. And if I got to stand all by myself in this one, I'm going to stand. Peace out. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil.